Go down. Meeting session. Entry prohibited. We have to speak of the ancient times here, young ones. The people of Passage owe much to their ancestors. Exati? We're masters, craftsmen. But Exati owed just as much to a people with special powers called the Jenny. There was a third group of ancients who we have heard of, known as the Fori. Had neither special powers nor master craftsmanship. Sadly, the world laughed at them. I feel for the Fori now, for we have lost so much of the old ways. Let me get some more info of them. This ancient people gained the respect of the world and even the Jenny with their great craftsmanship. Even although Exati had no synergy, their skill made them partners with the Jenny in creating things that use elemental power. In ancient times, those who could use synergy were known as the Jenny. With their powers and their understanding of alchemy, the Jenny created a great civilization, which all faded when alchemy proved too dangerous for the ancient world. Oh crap, no. There we go. In ancient days, the Fori were those who had neither synergy of the Jenni nor the craftsmanship of the Exati. The word itself, Fori, even seems to be an ancient insult that meant simple people. Oh. Oh, is this it? This is the machine. What is all this? So this is the ancient machine reef? Indeed it is. Well, tell us everything, don't keep us waiting now. This is the alchemy forge. Might as well. This ancient machine is built by the Neox and is powered by the element of fire. It is thought to create wondrous things. It doesn't look like any kind of forge I've ever seen. Forges are normally used to make weapons, so this one creates a cloud passage, craggy peak, huh? But the alchemy forge isn't doing much of anything at the moment. Perhaps it's broken? Hey Terra, I'll throw a fireball at this spot marked with the flame. Can't stand with Karis bossing me around. Just fire it up. So that's a secret. It's not broken, it's just disconnected. So I think we could get it running again. Gosh, that was a bit... oh no. I don't know, it's awfully big. Maybe you're onto something, Karis. So what do you think, Matthew? Can we get the alchemy forge started? Clearly I agree. This chamber is crammed with parts that we can manipulate. Alright then, so where do we start, Hotshot? Are those blocks secret to be connecting the forge, Karis? She gets like this, just watch. I am watching, I just don't understand what she's doing. The lines of power are broken. First, let's reconnect them throughout the chamber. Maybe we should fire up the forge again to see if the alchemy forge powers up. Yeah, what she said. We have this alchemy forge up and running again in no time. So let's reconnect all the power lines and then throw another fireball, okay? Alright. Whatever you say. Oh no, too far. That's the only way. Oh gosh, should I screw up? Let's reset the room. Oh, I see. Didn't realize the ground was like pretty much marked for me. Okay, that's good. Let's see here. So this one goes first. Or does it? No, it does. It's fine, it's fine. Just looks harder than it is. Alright. What's tampered with the alchemy forge? Were you intruders? Tell me at once. If you're with those terrible soldiers, don't bother trying to stop. Don't bother trying to strong arm me or my people. I may look old, but I'm a descendant of the ancients. Passage will never cave to use to outsiders. We descendants of the Exati will band together, so I speak with the Afude king, but not yours. The country is well known for its beautiful stonework. Its towers, walls, and courtyards are the envy of all Asia. Excuse me, sir, but we're not who you think we are, although you and I have met before. What are you looking at, Gramps? Gramps? I'm the elder of Passage. Call me Dad or by my name, Bogho. Anything else is disrespectful. Now, who lit these fires? Was it you? One of you must be able to wield synergy. All of us can. We're adepts. Ah, you know, the adepts are descendants of the Genii who reigned over the ancient world. I have heard the legends of the Genii and even the Neox of nearby Craggy Peak. I have also heard of the Exati, who were your ancestors of legend, right? How'd you come to know all of this? I am a student of alchemy. I once visited here with the scholar Kraden. Kraden, did you say? Is Kraden with you now? No, I'm sorry to say that he's not. Ah, what a shame. He was an interesting old fellow, and we parted ways too soon. Kraden could not figure out how to restart your forge, but we adepts have. So you have. Well, look at that. The fires are blazing. Though the alchemy forge has been relit, the writing says that we need a critical part to control it. What does it say? For what? It could not be clearer. It says what it says. You have to forgive our ignorance. It simply looks like a curious design to us. It all means something? My, for adepts it seems that you know less than I expect. What is that? Ah. Soul mask. That's what it says. Soul mask? This ancient relic is said to be related to the alchemy forge in some way. Cool. Thanks. Good description. Anything else, Gramps? You got all the answers. Don't call me Gramps. It says that the machine can only be used once the soul mask is inserted here. Ah, and that mask is in the ancient Ouroboros labyrinth. Ouroboros. The legendary labyrinth is said to be quite serpentine, ensnaring those who dare enter its twists and turns. That will be a problem, given that Ouroboros is below Chow Palace. Are you sure we need the mask? The forge looks ready to go. Yes, you bet you're right. The ancients probably wanted to ensure that that was the only place, only the right people used it. I'm certain that's why we need the mask. I only wish it were here. Bogho, what exactly is a soul mask? You seem to have heard of the Neox on distant craggy peak, who watched over the parts of Angara. The Neox were Jedi who helped build Harappa, Arude, and I guess Ouroboros? The Jedi ruled all civilization with their powers. Those who lived in what is now called Craggy Peak are called the Neox. The Neox worked with the Axalti to create the alchemy machines. But when alchemy vanished from the world, so did the Neox. This former ruin has been rejuvenated into a thriving city since the Golden Sun event. Elemental energy now flows throughout Harappa. Yes, and Passaj. Ah, so feudal life today. Know the secrets of those ancient times. I'm one of them. I rarely share secrets with outsiders, but since you know Kraden, I'll tell you more. I know of an old prophecy about what would happen if alchemy was restored to the world. The Neox predicted the adepts would come to restore our fallen civilization to its former glory. I have long hoped that such a thing will come to pass, for life here gets harder by the year. Those of us in the southern part of Ankara owe what little we have to the ancient Neox. We live our hearts, scrabble lives amid the broken pieces for their long-dead civilization. People who lived in Craggy Peak really made that much stuff, huh? It's hard to imagine that the Neox would have done so much, yet so little is known of them. Jedi all over the ancient Wayward took the secrets with them. Those Neox are fascinating. I know nothing of Jedi elsewhere, only of the Neox who guided the fate to our region from that peak. When the ancient Jedi faded into history, so did too the Neox. I'm sure Kraden has told you about the ancients cut off from the world's connection to alchemy. Of course, all that powerful synergy was too tempting for the ancient people of Wayward. So they placed devices across the world to stop it up. As we now know, stopping the flow of synergy has terrible consequences. Synergy is what sustains the world. Without it, everything began to decay. Our parents were the ones who saved the world, the Warriors of Vale. Those are your parents? Kraden told me about the quest to save the world with the Golden Sun. Kraden does like to talk about it, doesn't he? He's quite proud of the role he's played. A noble soul, that Kraden. And you were the children of the Warriors of Vale. Remarkable. How does all of this relate to the Soul Mask? Ah, yes, the Neox created the Alchemy Forge just for the craftsmen of Passaj. But synergy was needed to keep the forge running. So when the Neox vanished, Passaj couldn't use the Alchemy Forge anymore. What a clever young man you are. Without synergy, our forge stopped and Passaj began its long and slow decline through the ages. When the Golden Suns happened 30 years ago, we thought our forge might restart, but it didn't. Guess we simply needed the right adepts to come along, but it's not yet at full strength, it seems. To get the Alchemy Forge back in working condition, you don't need any more fire, that's for certain. We need the Soul Mask, don't we? Right, as you can see, that's exactly what we still need. But why would the Neox require a mask to operate their machine? If I had to guess, it was to ensure that their allies could get to the Neox city on Craggy Peak. And speaking of allies and enemies, Soul Mask is perilously close to our enemy, King Bogho of Caochu. The military-minded ruler founded the new country of Caochu in the name of his home empire, Sana. He spends his day plotting how to take over more of EJ and has mysteriously built his palace upon ancient ruins. This powerful nation is founded by King Bogho, who wages war against Passaj and Alute from its rich palace. The Ouroboros is still distant. It's under distant Cachal Palace, from which Kang Wo is waging war on Passaj. The Cachal has sent waves of soldiers to conquer Passaj. We fended off their attacks. Do you think that Cachal soldiers are trying to get their hands on the Alchemy Forge? The very notion saddens me as well. What a terrible thing would it be. How could they do anything with it? do you mean? Well, we adepts can only start it up, and even now we still need the soul masks to actually use it. You know, that masking is just as important to the people of Passage as it does to us. So it's twice as important to find that soul mask. Rada did think the machine was very important. It does seem that Bogho and his people have fallen upon hard times without their forge. Can I ask you to enter the Ouroboros for our sake? No, it is far too dangerous. What is inside the Ouroboros? It is a fiendish labyrinth. Its twisting, turning coils have ensnared all who enter it. Ramps, that's some crazy story. Stop calling me that. Nevertheless, it's all true. The Ouroboros is a maze filled with riches. Many treasure hunters have ventured inside. I want to get that dead deadpan face as an emote on my Discord. I'll probably look for it on the sprite thingy. But none have ever returned. Not one in all these years. I hope it's at a decent size. Have any adepts ever tried? Elder? I don't believe so. Perhaps you could succeed. We of Passage can never thank you enough if you're able to restore our alchemy forge fully. Would the king of Aude Ayuthe be fascinated? The king of Aude? King Paphios. Paphios? The ruler of Ayuthe is known as King Patios. He has presided over a new era of prosperity brought by the restarting of Ayuthe's alchemy well. The people of Aude are also descended from the Exati. They have their own ancient machine. Aude has another one of these machines? Theirs is called the Alchemy Well. This ancient machine was built by the Neox to produce water in vast quantities. The Aude machine started working suddenly about 20 years ago. Aude's growth has been explosive since then. I've been somewhat jealous. So my heart's desire to see our own alchemy forge working again. Where's he hurrying off to all of a sudden? Before you leave Passage, you must learn more about learn more at our meeting hall. We have ancient secrets to share. Please come outside to climb the stairs on the side to reach it. I'll wait for you in our hall. So much reading. But that's Golden Sun for you, I suppose. All the reading. I think I have tea. Huh? Oh, why are they not selling? Oh. I see. Might as well fix this. I mean, these guys seem more worried about walking around. Trying to solve a push puzzle. Oh, it's all in, so hopefully that saves. You can get the alchemy forge working properly. My hammer is begging for action. It's the real reason there's a town all the way up here, because metal liquefies more easily at this altitude. Take it from an old metal worker like me, or discover it for yourself. Oh.